Stadium in Ames, Iowa. And the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who had been averaging 45 points per game in the last 3 games in Big 8 play, found it much the same way on this Saturday. It started with Joe Orduna.
The I slot right, second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Taggy rolling out, hands to Orduna. What a hole! Touchdown! He goes into that end zone standing up.
Dick Rupert, Donnie McGee, some real tough blocking in there on the right side of that offensive line.
And that touchdown comes with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And a statement we used frequently throughout the season, there was a hole big enough to drive a semi-truck through. It happened regularly with a great offensive line by Nebraska.
Holy cow, there's a give to Kinney. Kinney breaking over the left side. He's down to the 45. He's to the 40, the 35, the 29, and down he goes. Jeff Kinney going into the middle, blocked in there by Rupert and Newton, and he just cut to his left and went 28 yards to the Cyclone 29-yard line.
Dan Schneis caught a lot of passes on the season, and a particular favorite was that little dump pass right over the middle. Here's a Taggy to Schneis pass.
Second and goal from the 19. Here's Taggy dropping back to throw. Hurry, Jerry, little screen pass to Schneis. 20, 10, 5, bang! He's down on the 1. The collision comes at the 3-yard line. Here comes Cox wide to the right. Let's see who's called upon right here. Iowa State stacking it up. Here comes Taggy, quarterback sneak. Touchdown! Jerry Taggy on the quarterback sneak,
boy.
and here come the Oranges.
That's bad.
And I'll tell you something, Dick. I'd like to see the officials, and I'm sure I'll get in all kinds of trouble with Nebraska fans. I'd like to see the officials, before this game is over, if it continues, to step off the penalty.
There it was, as Nebraska fans a bit over-exuberant, throwing those Oranges on the football field.
Alstow split to the left. McCurry is split to the right. They're in the pro set with the 2 running backs, and Carlson is going back there to throw. Looks for a receiver. He fires it over the middle. Terrio intercepted. He's on his feet to the 45 of Iowa State. He's to the 40. He's out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Terrio, of course, is a converted fullback, and he caught that ball like he knew how. And he set sail from about the 50-yard line. Bill Cush of Columbus threw a fine block for him, along with Dave Morrock, the monster man. The Cornhuskers over the ball. They're in this spread. Taggy on a little roll out to the left. Looks in the end zone. Touchdown to Schneis. They're into the spread, and Dan Schneis was so alone in that end zone. He could have changed into his Sunday shirt in there before anybody could have gotten to it. Taggy just dumped it right over the middle and popped it right into his hands, and Schneis was all alone. All right, first and 10. Nebraska at the 45 of the Cyclone. They are in the spread with white people out on both sides. Taggy gives the ball off to Schneis. Schneis is to the 40. He's to the 35 to the 30, and he's hit out of bounds at the 28-yard line. That was just a little pullback draw as Taggy on a beautiful fake went back as if he would have dropped straight back to throw, but he gave it off to Schneis. Schneis hit it well. Taggy bootlegged all the way back, but Schneis fooled everybody and got to the 27-yard line of the Cyclone. First down 10.
Johnny Rogers did not score in the Colorado game. He was blanked, but he came back the next week to take this pass from Jerry Taggy.
Here's Taggy shouting out the signals, waiting for the snap. There it comes. Taggy's back to throw. Looking over the middle. He's got it. Touchdown, Johnny Rogers. Well, all they needed was a little timeout. John Rogers takes that pass from the 14-yard line for the touchdown. The scoring play comes with 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Iowa State comes over the ball. Wide receiver to the left. The quarterback, Dean Carlson, takes the ball. Takes his hand off, and he keeps the ball. He's back to throw. He throws over the middle, intercepted by Cush. He's to the 10, the 15. He's to the 20. He's to the 30. He's to the 35, to the 36, and down he goes. They intended that pass for Otto Stowe, but Bill Cush of Columbus came over and made a great interception at about the 3-yard line, ran it back to the 36. And it's Nebraska again with the ball now. All right, second and 2.5, and Taggy takes the ball. He gives it over to Ingles on the end around. Ingles got a great block. He's to the 30. He's to the 25, to the 23. What a great block by Bob Newton. He cut somebody in two as Ingalls on the end around caught him again and moved the ball down to the 23-yard line. It's at the 23 of Iowa State, first down and 10. Rogers splits wide to the right for Nebraska. The quarterback is Taggy. He has them in the spread. A four-man front for Iowa State. And they give it to Snice. Snice up the middle to the 10, to the 5. He's in. Touchdown! I'll tell you, that offensive line is really splitting it out of there. Whoa, they are just absolutely ripping holes. Up front, the try for the point. Bronson, hands outstretched. The kick is up. Paul Rogers puts it through. And the score is now 47-17, Nebraska leading.
So the Huskers had a big afternoon against Iowa State. The final score, Nebraska 54, Iowa State 29. The Nebraska Cornhuskers had now scored